Hello, dear little listeners. Tonight, we have a heartwarming tale about a very special fir tree named Oliver. He wasn't just any tree in the forest, he was a dreamer, always wishing for something magical to happen. This is the story of how a star chose him, how he discovered kindness, and how his dreams changed the whole forest forever. So snuggle up, close your eyes, and let us journey into the enchanted woods together. Once upon a time, in the heart of a magical forest, there stood a tall fir tree named Oliver who had the brightest green needles. Unlike the other trees who were content swaying with the breeze, Oliver always dreamed of adventure and something extraordinary. From his spot, he watched the seasons pass, the snowflakes fall, and the sunshine paint the sky golden. He often whispered to the birds above, asking them about the world beyond the forest. The little fir tree's heart was full of dreams that reached far beyond his roots. Deep down, Oliver hoped something magical would one day happen to him. One frosty winter evening, as a blanket of white snow covered the ground, the woodland animals gathered in a circle near Oliver. They spoke in hushed, excited tones about a legendary star that visited the forest every year. According to the tale, the star descended on the longest night of winter and chose a special tree to bless with magic. The chosen tree would shine brightly and bring joy to every creature in the forest. Oliver listened carefully, his branches tingling with excitement at the thought. Could he possibly be the one chosen this year? As the longest night finally arrived, the forest grew quiet under the twinkling sky filled with 1,000 shimmering stars. Every animal peeked out from burrows and nests, their eyes wide with anticipation. Oliver stretched his branches as high as he could, hoping the legendary star would notice him. The crisp air sparkled as snowflakes danced gently to the ground like silver confetti. Suddenly, the forest glowed brighter as a single star began to shine stronger than the rest. Oliver's heart pounded with hope as the brilliant star drifted closer and closer to him. The legendary star descended gracefully, casting golden beams that lit up the entire forest in dazzling light. It hovered above Oliver's crown and then softly settled on his highest branch, covering him with a radiant glow. The little fir tree trembled with joy as warmth surged through his trunk and needles. Suddenly, Oliver found himself able to speak, and every creature around him could understand his voice. The animals cheered with delight, amazed that the tree they loved so dearly had been chosen. Oliver realized his dream of magic had finally come true. With his newfound gift, Oliver began to tell stories about the wonders he had witnessed in the forest. He spoke about the busy ants who built castles underground and the sparkling streams that carried secrets from faraway lands. Birds rested on his branches, listening eagerly to his tales, while rabbits nestled at his roots for comfort. His voice brought laughter, curiosity, and warmth to every creature in the forest. The animals felt safe around Oliver, and his branches became a shelter for many. For the first time, Oliver felt truly important and loved. Throughout the long winter, Oliver continued to share wisdom and spread cheer among his friends. When the foxes argued, he reminded them of kindness and unity. When the squirrels worried about their nuts, he told them stories that eased their fears. His glowing branches lit up the snowy nights, turning the cold darkness into a place of wonder. Even the shy hedgehogs ventured out to listen to him, feeling braver than ever before. Every creature in the forest agreed that Oliver was the most magical tree they had ever known. It was the happiest winter of Oliver's life. As spring finally arrived, the snow melted, and the ground burst with flowers of every color. Oliver's needles shone a brighter green than ever, and tiny blossoms appeared on his branches. Birds built nests within him, filling the air with songs of joy. The forest, once quiet and sleepy, now buzzed with new life and excitement. Though Oliver was delighted by the beauty of spring, he noticed something unusual. The magical glow around his branches began to slowly fade, leaving him with a bittersweet feeling in his heart. Every day, Oliver's magical shine dimmed a little more, and he understood that the star's gift was not forever. The forest creatures noticed too, and sadness filled their hearts as they realized the magic was leaving him. Yet Oliver did not complain or frown, for he knew he had lived through something truly special. He reminded his friends to cherish the moments they shared and not to be afraid of change. The animals gathered around him often, promising they would never forget his kindness. Though the light dimmed, Oliver's spirit shone brighter than ever. One quiet evening, as the golden glow finally faded, the legendary star rose once more into the night sky. The animals held a farewell gathering for Oliver, showering him with love and gratitude. Rabbits brought him fresh clovers, birds sang melodies in his honor, and deer bowed gracefully before him. Oliver, with tears of joy in his voice, thanked each of them for making his time magical. He reminded them that friendship was the greatest magic of all. Every creature promised to remember his stories and keep his spirit alive. Just as the star drifted away into the heavens, something unexpected happened. It left behind a small pouch hanging on Oliver's branch, glowing faintly in the moonlight. Inside the pouch were shimmering seeds, each sparkling with a magical light. Oliver felt a rush of warmth as he realized these were gifts for the forest. The seeds carried the promise of new enchanted fir trees for future generations. Oliver's heart leapt with hope, knowing the magic would continue long after his glow had faded. This was the star's way of keeping him connected to the wonder forever. The animals carefully planted the magical seeds around the forest with excitement in their eyes. Each creature helped, digging little holes and watering them with drops of dew. Oliver guided them with his gentle voice, teaching them patience and care. Slowly, tiny green sprouts appeared, glowing faintly under the moonlight. The forest seemed more alive than ever before, filled with hope for what these new trees would become. The promise of magic was now a gift shared with everyone, not just Oliver. Over the years, one of the magical seeds grew into a strong young fir tree. To the amazement of the animals, it too was chosen by the legendary star during the longest night. The forest cheered as the new tree spoke with a sweet and joyful voice. Oliver, though no longer glowing, watched proudly as the cycle of magic began again. He knew the forest was safe with this new guardian of stories and light. The magic was no longer his alone but belonged to the entire forest community. Even without the star's glow, Oliver remained wise and beloved by all. He was now called the Elder Tree, respected for his experiences and kind heart. Young animals often came to him for advice, and he welcomed them warmly. He no longer felt lonely or small, for he had discovered his true purpose. Oliver realized that magic was not just about glowing, it was about love, kindness, and sharing. The forest had given him a family, and that was the greatest treasure of all. The new enchanted fir trees carried on the tradition of storytelling, inspired by Oliver's tales. They shared adventures of the forest, mysteries of the stars, and lessons of kindness. Animals listened with wonder, remembering the first magical tree who started it all. Oliver's stories lived on through every word spoken by these younger trees. The forest became a place of wisdom, laughter, and unity, where everyone had a role to play. It was as if Oliver's voice continued to echo through the leaves. Years passed, and the magical seeds grew into a grove of enchanted fir trees. During the longest nights, the forest lit up with their shimmering glow like a festival of stars. Every creature gathered to listen to the many voices of the trees, telling tales both old and new. The once ordinary forest became known as the Forest of Magic throughout the land. Even travelers from faraway places heard of its wonders and longed to see it. And all of it had started with Oliver, the first chosen fir tree. Each winter, the legendary star continued to visit, choosing a tree to bless with its gift. The animals watched with awe, celebrating the chosen one without jealousy or sadness. They had learned from Oliver that magic is meant to be shared. The star's visits became a tradition, filling the forest with joy and excitement. Even though Oliver was never chosen again, he always smiled proudly for the new trees. His heart was full, knowing the star's blessing lived on through the seeds he had received. As the years went by, Oliver grew taller and stronger, his branches sheltering more animals than ever. Though he no longer glowed, he found peace in watching others shine. He enjoyed the laughter of children who played near his roots and the songs of birds that made nests in his arms. He had become the gentle guardian of the magical grove. His greatest joy was knowing he was part of something bigger than himself. The forest's happiness was now his happiness too. Oliver's story became a lesson for every creature, big or small. They learned that true magic comes from kindness, patience, and the courage to dream. The glow may fade, but the love you share leaves a light that never dies. Every animal carried this wisdom in their hearts, passing it to future generations. Oliver's journey reminded them that even ordinary dreams can lead to extraordinary adventures. And that is why he remained the most beloved tree in the forest. With each passing season, Oliver continued to stand tall and proud. In spring, he bloomed with fresh green needles. In summer, he gave shade to tired travelers. In autumn, he danced with the golden leaves that swirled around him. In winter, he stood strong against the snow, reminding everyone of the star's magic. Each season carried a memory of the joy he once felt and continued to share. Oliver's life was a story written in the rhythm of the forest. One particularly quiet night, the legendary star twinkled extra brightly above Oliver. Though it did not descend, he felt a soft whisper in his heart. The star thanked him for being the first to carry its magic and for spreading it with love. Oliver's branches swayed gently in response, filled with gratitude. He realized the star's gift had always been about more than glowing. It was about creating a chain of kindness that would last forever. His heart rested peacefully, knowing he had fulfilled his destiny. On the anniversary of Oliver's first magical night, the animals decided to hold a grand celebration. They decorated the forest with garlands of flowers, berries, and glowing mushrooms. The enchanted fir trees told the story of Oliver and the legendary star, so no one would ever forget. Birds sang songs in his honor, and children laughed as they danced around his roots. Oliver felt his trunk tremble with joy as he realized how loved he was. It was a celebration not of magic, but of friendship and gratitude. Years turned into decades, but Oliver's legacy never faded. His magical seeds continued to sprout new trees, each carrying a spark of wonder. The animals taught their young ones about the first fir tree who had dreamed big. Even when Oliver grew older and his needles thinned, he remained a symbol of hope. The forest was no longer just a home, it was a place of stories, laughter, and endless magic, and every creature who entered it carried a piece of Oliver's light in their hearts. One day, a group of young animals gathered near a glowing sapling and asked about the first magical tree. The elder deer pointed to Oliver and said, "There he stands, the dreamer who made all of this possible." The young ones looked at him with wide eyes, filled with admiration. They promised to care for the forest as Oliver had taught them. The old fir tree smiled, his branches swaying proudly in the breeze. He knew the future of the forest was safe in their caring paws. As the moonlight bathed the forest, Oliver felt as though the entire forest was singing with him. The whispers of the trees, the rustle of leaves, and the soft calls of animals blended into one gentle song. It was a song of unity, love, and everlasting magic. Though his glow had long faded, Oliver realized he was part of something eternal. The song echoed through the trees, carrying his spirit into every corner of the forest. It was a lullaby of peace that would never end. And so, under the starlit sky, the enchanted forest continued to thrive. Oliver's story lived on in the hearts of all who called the forest home. The magic of the legendary star had found a permanent place in the world. Every longest night was a reminder of the little fir tree who dared to dream. The animals slept peacefully, wrapped in the warmth of Oliver's love and wisdom. And thus, the magic of kindness and dreams shined forever in the enchanted forest. And that, my friends, is the story of Oliver, the fir tree who discovered that true magic is not about glowing, but about kindness, love, and sharing dreams with others. Though his glow faded, his spirit lived on forever in the enchanted forest. Remember, even the smallest dreams can grow into the biggest wonders when you believe in them. Good night, little ones, may your dreams sparkle just like Oliver's.